You love me, you hate me, you'll never forget me. Get ready to feel the...
A couple of heels talking about professional wrestling. Now back to LaGreca and Mortman on Busted Open.
The Self High Five!
Dude, when we were telling people upstairs that we're having DDP in studio today, everybody was doing the Self High Five, man.
And by the way, you know, we're not big Jay-Z fans in here because we know he stole your trademark.
Hey, it's like all I got to say.
He stole it.
All I got to say here is it's been resolved. That's all I can say.
I love it.
No, I really dig it now.
Yeah.
Because who's considered like one of the coolest cats on the planet?
He's continuing your legacy.
I mean, it's amazing. And then doing the Diamond Cutter, I've got the hottest wrestler, as far as I'm concerned, on the planet.
The Diamond Cutter.
Doing the RKO.
Man.
Diamond Cutter. Awesome. But I love Randy.
Great
I love
point. The RKO is the Diamond
It is.
Cutter.
We talked about it before the show. It's a blatant ripoff.
It is a blatant
ripoff. To be honest, and I've heard you. I've not heard him actually say this. I've heard him say it had nothing to do with me. I'm not writing, but I didn't heard that from Randy. And Randy and I are boys. I called Randy up when I knew I was retiring from WWF and said, "Bro, I love this old man big time. This old man taught me a lot." And I said, "Bro, I want you to use this." He was so respectful, man. He was like, "Diamond," he goes, "I can't do that. You made that up." I said, "Dude, you'll take it to another level." And I'll tell you what, if Randy wanted to hit that Diamond Cutter at a RKO out of nowhere,
right,
he would. And you know how fast he'd be a babyface? That fast. So he can't do it. So when people go, "Well, he doesn't do it like you," dude, he's doing his own thing. He made it. You know, it's my. Originally, I'm flattered. Honest to God, that he's doing, a version of what I think it's cool.
Amazing. Jay-Z steals. Randy Orton steals. Seriously, DDP, it's such a great honor for you to be in our studios with us. YRGFitness.com. YRGFitness.com. I saw the video during the break. Amazing stuff. I know you have a bunch of stuff you want to get to.
Well, you know what
David.
it is? I was actually the ass that said yoga. So just so you know, like when I went to the green room to greet him, I said yoga, and he's like, It's YRG, and I felt like an ass. Just met the guy 5 seconds ago, and I couldn't even get the company right. But you know what? I was ready to give my credit card. I was actually reaching for my wallet to give my credit card to get this. Amazing. You have to watch this video because it's so inspirational. Bring a tear to your eye. Just the transformation of what this man, in just a matter of months, really just a matter of months, from not even be able to walk to have to brace himself with chairs and with the wall, just to do the basic exercises, to actually running. You actually seeing him at the end of the video running. It's amazing.
From walking on canes for 15 years and being 297 pounds, YRG was never about weight loss. You just heard me tell you. It was about me getting back in the ring and living my dream and fulfilling what I believe was my legacy, And for it to be that this can change lives on a major level, if you go to YRGFitness.com, pull up that video we're talking about of Arthur Borman. You'll see Arthur walks again. It's a homemade video that his son did of him. So that speaks volumes.
Amazing.
And you're living like not only through this and through the wrestling, but I don't know if you get a chance. Like ESPN Classics plays those old AWA, those AWA shows when you were a manager with Bad Company.
Yeah, it was a
tag
lot of
team
fun.
champions.
Sure.
I mean, and so you started out really as a manager.
Well,
for the most part.
I thought I was too old to be a wrestler at that point. I was 30. I tried to wrestle. I actually wrestled in '77. I tried, did like 3 matches, and I got thrown over the top rope, hurt my knee really bad because I had a car accident with my knee.
Exactly.
And it flamed it again. I started running nightclubs, so I got out of it and I left the dream. And then wrestling blew up huge in the 80s. And I was like, if I would have paid my dues, I could have been right there in the middle of it all. So I stopped watching. And then Jesse Ventura started doing color commentating, and that guy pulled me in. I love to listen to Jesse. And I started watching. I actually got dressed up as him as Halloween one year. Swear to God. And then I got pulled in, and then I started managing with AWA. And what I did was this guy named Smitty, the Smitty Sports Talk radio show. He goes, "Hey, I'm going to have Captain Lou Albano on my show." He goes, "I know you did some wrestling stuff." He goes, "Would you like to come in?" I go, "Dude, I don't do it anymore." He goes, "Yeah, but nobody knows that. You're a radio character." I'm like, "Okay, I get to talk to Captain Lou? How cool is that?" He was a legend to me. So then I did another one with Sergeant Slaughter. He was such a class act. I don't think anybody's cooler than Sarge. And then Smitty said, "I got a friend of mine named Rob Russin at AWA." He goes, "You should send him a tape." So I make up these tapes, and they're on the YouTube. You can find them. The original Diamond Dallas Page tapes that I sent with guys like Big Rock Hard Rick, the Big Bad John, and Ted Ebear. He was a midget, and he came out with the Diamond Dolls. And I made up these promos.
That's right.
I made up these promos like they were shooting. And I thought, these guys can't remember all those, their lines. They must have cue cards. So I wore sunglasses, and I had cue cards there to prompt me. So I really sounded like I knew what the fuck I was talking about. so I send this email. I sent an email. No, email back then. I send these tapes to the AWA, to Rob Russin. I get a call the next week. Is Diamond Dallas Page there? I said, fuck you, Smokey, and I hung up the phone. So he calls back. He goes, I'm not Smokey, and if you hang up again, you won't get the call. I said, oh, I'm sorry. Is this really the AWA? He's like, yeah, it's really the AWA. I'm like, how cool is that? So I go, what's up? You guys want me to come in? And he goes, we want to bring in all your guys. We're all sitting in the office, we're looking at you guys, and no one's ever seen your work before. Where are you guys working? And I'm like, none of those guys, they can't wrestle yet. They want what? They want to be wrestlers. They just don't know how. It's like a magic trick. Right. No one knew how to do it back then. I said, but I could manage until they're ready. Not being a mark. I don't know anything what I'm talking about. So the bottom line is, they said, don't call us, we'll call you. And, God has a way of just having fate. Move the planets around, and then you either make that right turn or the left turn. You make the decision. In this scenario, I made the right turn. Paulie dangerously left, went with the Midnight Express to go to the NWA.
Yeah.
Left a huge hole open in there for a guy with a young face with a fresh look and a fresh rap. So Greg Gagne calls me up, and he says, Diamond, here's what we're going to do. We're going to bring you in for a tryout. We want you to bring all those crazy clothes. Because in this things, I was wearing all these rock and roll things. Smokey used to say, I was the guy who ran a nightclub, looked like a rock star, and wanted to be a wrestler. Oh, that's the guy you want for your son-in-law. So he was talking about Kim at the time. So the bottom line is that they said, I wanted you to come in with all those crazy clothes and bring a couple of those hot ladies you had there, and we'll give you a tryout. And if you pass, we'll bring you in. So they put me right with Bad Company. They won the world titles. We shot 4 shows that day. I only really worked for AWA 12 days. And we shot 4 shows every time.
Wow.
What? Is that right?
That's the truth, man. And over that period, I got Michael Graham to want to bring me in to do something in Florida Championship Wrestling. And I'd sent him up my videotape. And he brought me in to do something with Bad Company. And my car broke down on the way there. The pink Cadillac with the Diamond Dolls in the back of the pink Cadillac heading back, and 2 rednecks pull up. This is a true story. And they say, hey, ain't you the guy who runs Norma Jane's? That was my club, right? I go, yeah. He goes, man, we love that place. I go, I'm also Diamond Dallas Page wrestler. You guys like wrestlers? Wrestling? He goes, hell yeah. I go, well, I'm like a manager. I'm going to be up in, it's only 60 miles from me. 60 miles, right? Yeah. It's only 60 miles from me up in Tampa. I'm halfway there. I said, you guys want to come? Hell yeah, let's go get some beer. They go get the beer. I literally hop in the back of the truck with my buddy Rock Hard Rick, who wanted to be a wrestler, and we drive all the way up to Tampa. When I get there, Mr. Limousine riding, Learjet flying in the back of a pickup truck, waiting for it to rain at any moment, drinking some beers. I get there. There's Gordon Soley in the back lot, where we're getting out of the truck. And I say, Gordon, how are you, sir? He's like, yeah, what's up? How are you doing? I go, I'm Diamond Dallas Page. I'm supposed to go around the back. You don't want to be bothered. Get around the back. I'm like, oh my God, man, that's Gordon Soley. So I did my gig there. That's where I met Johnny Ace, and we became really tight. And then I ended up going back home, and Dusty came in because he'd left the WCW, NWA. They wanted him to be a heel, and he didn't want to do it. So I went to, he came into Florida. And then Michael Graham put me on the phone with him. He said, Diamond, I want to put you on the phone with Dusty Rhodes.